It seems like Disney has a problem with black female leads. Let's talk about it.
You think you know? You have no idea.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. Thank you for tuning back in. I'm back with another video, and this is going to be a piggyback of my last video I did with talking about the delay of the Proud Family, and even the video I did before that talking about the delay of the Tiana series. You know, Princess Tiana, the first black princess, the only black princess in the Disney franchise, right? For some reason, everything that involves like the black characters, the black female lead characters, it either gets canceled or delayed. Have y'all noticed that? Anytime, recently especially, anytime there's a show with a female lead, a black female lead, whether it's animated or live action, it seems to be some type of problem with it. Especially after the first season, it gets canceled, or it has a long time coming back, or it's a delay, or it never came out. You keep hearing about it, but it's like, okay, it's been 4 or 5 years. When is it going to come out? Tiana series. And you would think with the Disney Princess franchise, they would be like really diligent about, okay, making sure it come out, And okay, we get it sometimes. Scripts, projects, series, movies go through development hell. That might delay it, but I'm like, damn, they announced this Tiana series back in like 2019, and along with the other projects that it was announced with, they all done came out. It's about to be 2025, and there's nothing.
Oh my God.
And this is from a standpoint about representation. Just because a show has a black female lead, it doesn't mean that the show got to be about them being black, being a female, being a girl, being a young woman, and all they have to go through. Now, the young woman part, okay, because that's what most of the plot, you know, having a crush or growing up or puberty, that kind of thing, right? But them being black doesn't have to be the focus. They just happen to be a black female lead. It's representation, you know, especially when you compare it to the other leads in these shows. That kind of show would stand out, like, oh, it's a black girl that's the head of the show.
I would like to see it.
You know what's so funny? Right before I do these videos, when I come up with these ideas, I always come across tweets that go viral talking about the same topic. This tweet that got over 2 million views said, "I'm afraid the young black girls don't have a young, beautiful, strong, funny, motivated black TV actress to grow up watching like we did with True Jackson VP, That's So Raven, Proud Family, Sister Sister, etc." What y'all think about that? And I remember that back in the 90s, especially when it came to like black sitcoms like Moesha, and then the Parkers, and then Sister Sister. Then going into the 2000s, you had like That's So Raven, True Jackson VP. Well, specifically with Disney, That's So Raven, and then you had Ant Farm with China and McClain. There was some black female lead shows that did really well. They had season after season. And you know, Disney had that 65 episode rule, but those shows were popular. But nowadays, you look at shows on Disney with a black female lead and they're scarce, or like I said, when they come out, there's some talk about it, but then it dissipates, or it never comes out. Same thing with the Proud Family reboot. Penny Proud, the black girl, she's the lead of the show. It's about her family. Most of the episodes are based around her, but the show was successful. Now, it had a lot of controversy. The discussions weren't the most positive, like I talked about in the last video, but there still was that trending topic of it. Every time I went on Twitter, when it first came out, the first 2 seasons, it was always trending. You had people on Fox, you had like a whole bunch of like podcasters, people that, you know, never really watched the show. They taking little clips that went viral and talking about it. Oh, Disney's so woke, Disney the Proud Family, People were talking trash about it, but it still was trending. So now you coming into season 3, which was announced over a year ago, which was in development for over 2 years ago, and it's like nothing. No teasers, no trailer, no nothing.
Nothing at all.
And the thing that gets me is there seems to be no urgency. There seems to be no care. It's like, you would think they know, like people are like, damn, oh, the Proud Family didn't come out in almost 2 years. Let's at least release some type of teaser, or trailer, or an update. They don't care.
What's going on?
Now, even you had like That's So Raven back in the day. That was a huge thing. right? But then, because of nostalgia, they came out with Raven's Home, which was a big show. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, isn't like it's on its last season or the last season already aired. But like I said, that's a rarity now. Because That's So Raven was so popular back in the day, they brought it back, right? Because the Proud Family was so popular back in the day, they brought it back. And now look, after the first 2 seasons, which were successful, they seem to be dragging their feet, releasing the next one. And then you think about the Tiana series. 5 years, nothing. They come up with the Tiana Bayou Adventure Ride, which was supposed to coincide with it, but it's like, okay, you know how long it takes to make a whole Disney ride? And they still ain't come out with the series yet. Then let's talk about another show people put me onto in the comments, Moon Girl and the Devil Dinosaur. That was a popular show. It was a successful show. And I remember people talking about it. It was trending. I never personally watched it, but as much people that talked about it in my last video, I'm like, damn, this was a popular show. But what happened? When it got to season 3, it got canceled. There was claims of political reasons and this and that, but it's like, really?
Could somebody please make it make sense?
So it makes you wonder, is that what's going to happen with the Proud Family reboot? Well, even though they announced it and it's, oh, this is going to happen, season 3 is coming out, Mariah Carey's going to be back in it. It's been over 2 years. Where is it? Tiana series, it's been over 5 years. Where is it? Moon Girl and the Devil Dinosaur, that was a popular show, from the animation to the writing to just the storylines. Because when I was looking up some of the synopsis for the episodes or the plots, I was like, okay. Now afterwards, I might start watching it. I might do some reviews on it. 2 seasons, and then it's canceled. Another show, and this is a live action show, Saturdays. How many of y'all know about Saturdays? They had a black girl lead with her black friends, her black family, and they was all together. It was like a fun family show where they used to go to the skating rink, and it was one of those shows where it talked about friendship and puberty and having a crush. Then it talked about the brother and like his growing pains, and then the 2 parents was running the bakery business and all this stuff. It was just like a nice, fun show. And I remember even watching it, like, I didn't even know about this. I had to just go on Disney Plus to find it, right? Then even my mother, I made my mother a Disney Plus account. She was going through Disney Plus watching certain things. She was watching it. She was like, oh, this is a cute show. It's one of those shows that's for the family, But then what happened? And Marseille Martin from Blackish and Little, she was one of the executive producers on it, one of the youngest producers in Hollywood. She was a producer for that show. But then they got canceled. After the first season, it got canceled. And you think about it, when it got canceled and it was announced and it was trending for getting canceled, a lot of people were outraged, and it was like, damn. And some other people was like, oh, I didn't even know this show existed. Craziest thing is, when a show gets canceled, it's like, okay, it got canceled, but you can still look at it. You can still go on the streaming service to look at it. Not only did they cancel it, and then of all days, I found out that they canceled it on my birthday. They took the show, they completely wiped the show from Disney Plus. So even if people were to rediscover it, they can't because it's off Disney Plus. So you see, it's like they're trying to just act like the show never existed. Y'all see what happened? Disney Plus came out with the show with a black female lead, with her black family, her black friends, and it was just a nice, fun family show. They barely marketed it, barely promoted it, but then when they didn't get the ratings they wanted, it's canceled. And then that's the excuse to be like, look, see, black shows don't perform that well. How's it going to perform well if you don't market and promote it?
I don't understand. I swear to God, I don't understand.
And even when I went on Disney Plus, I had to search for it. You know how sometimes they have the shows in the banner? I had to search for it to pop up. You know how they promote the shows that come out, like, oh, She-Hulk, or this or that, or Moana 2, or Inside Out 2. You had to search for the show to really see it come up in the results for you to watch it. Now, say for example, a show gets canceled or whatever, right? People can later on rediscover it and it become popular after it came out. You don't even give the show an opportunity to become even more popular after it was canceled because y'all completely wiped it off Disney Plus. So it's like nobody can see it. And when I looked it up, the only way to watch the show now is if you pay for it on Amazon Prime.
Now, you done pissed me off.
No, another thing I want to talk about when it comes to having like a black young girl in the show, even when she's not the female lead, when she's playing the best friend, there's always that stereotypical thing they do where she got to be the sassy black friend or the sassy little black girl. You think about it like Sky Jackson. She was in Jessie. Sky Jackson, little black girl, had to be sassy. And look at this. I recently rediscovered her thing where, you know how they used to do the thing with the wand where they do the logo? This is such and such, and you're watching Disney Channel. Dun, 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 dun. Right? Look at Sky Jackson's wand introduction.
Disney Channel.
Little black girl, why they had to have her do that like real stereotypical, real ghetto sounding. And for y'all that don't realize, like, okay, how is that so bad? Family Guy even made a joke about black women being stereotypical and how they talk. Look at this.
Didn't I tell you? 'Cause I told you.
That's what I'm saying. Like, even when they had black female characters in these shows, live action or animated, they always had to have them be stereotypical or ghetto. I.e., Dejanay from the Proud Family, like I always talk about. And another thing I want to end with is, this is a whole nother discussion. This could be a whole nother video, but I'm going to involve it in this topic because this seems to be a huge topic when it comes to like black female leads. You have shows like Shake It Up and Casey Undercover with Zendaya in it, right? But Zendaya is biracial. Physically, looking at her phenotype, she doesn't appear to be like a black girl, right? And this is a lot of people's problem. I can even admit, when I was younger and Shake It Up used to come on, I never thought that Zendaya was black. Mind you, this is me being younger. You know, biracial exists, and then it's like monoracially black. I always thought Zendaya was like some type of like Puerto Rican or something. I didn't think she was black. I even saw people saying they thought Zendaya was like Asian. I didn't think Zendaya was a black girl on the show, right? But then as you look her up and she became more famous. You're like, oh, her father is black, like me. But then you see a lot of people saying, oh, when it comes to having a black lead in the show, a black girl lead, they'll pick a biracial looking girl like Zendaya over a monoracially black looking girl like Sky Jackson or Marseille Martin, or like the girl from Saturdays, because they feel like that's gonna do better, that's gonna perform better. Sorry y'all, my camera started messing up. I'm gonna finish the video like this. But even Zendaya herself has admitted to benefiting from colorism and having light skin privilege, to where she knows if she goes into an audition room versus a dark skinned black girl or a young woman, she's gonna get the role. Not even at her fame and height of notoriety, just in general. If a girl that looks like Zendaya goes to audition for a role, a girl that's darker skinned goes to audition for a role, they're both equally good. The darker skinned girl could be a better actress. They're gonna pick Zendaya because that's just how Hollywood is. That's just how Disney is. You know, they try to be diverse, but Disney falls for the same tropes. Having a biracial girl be the popular representation of the average black girl. What do y'all think about that? That's always a huge discussion, especially when it comes to different roles and who was casted and who, you know, auditioned versus who got the role. That's always been a big thing. And like I said, Zendaya herself has even admitted to benefiting from this. And with all of that being said, what do you guys think is the main problem when it comes to Disney and their shows having black female leads? Like I said, throughout time, throughout the last 25 years, there have been shows with black female leads, but there always seems to be a problem. You know, it's delayed or it's canceled after one season, or say it did good, like a That's So Raven or a Proud Family, they bring it back for the nostalgia, and then it's like some type of delay or some type of problem, or goes through development hell. When it comes to the series, animated or live action with black female leads on Disney Plus, there's always a problem. And I want to discuss it. I want to see what y'all think about it. What's your opinions on it? And let's change the narrative. What are some of y'all favorite Disney shows with black female leads? And just in general, what other shows have black female leads that you feel like are under the radar? People don't really talk about. It could be animated, live action, a TV show, a movie. What are some black female-led projects that are great and you feel needs a bigger spotlight? Let's talk about it down below. I can't wait to read your comments and thoughts on this. Please don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Thank you for watching and listening. I'll see y'all in the next video.